Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we are gonna check out the changes to Vega or Claw. Vega have been an interesting character. I personally think he was in a pretty good place last season. Some people think he's kinda weak. I personally don't think so. But anyway, let's check out what they changed for Vega and what did they adjust. So the first thing that happened to Vega, it's actually happened to a couple of characters. They made it so that he falls faster after his air throw. So if you notice, Vega comes or falls to the ground faster. This is pretty much so that when you anti-air someone with an air throw, you have a more of a neutral advantage. Because Vega falls down faster, so he kinda is in a better position in the neutral. It's not that big of a deal, but it is a nice buff. The other change he got was the universal change to wall dives. When he does a wall jump like that, if he gets hit out of it, he will be in a juggle state. So this one kinda suck. But it is a universal change and it happens to many characters, so it is what it is, The other changes he got first was for his standing heavy punch. So this button changed quite in both ways actually. So first of all, it is harder to hit Vega before the move is active. So his hurt box is reduced in size before the attack comes out. But after it whiffs, it's actually easier to hit Vega. So it is harder to hit him in startup, but it is easier to hit him on recovery. And the bare-handed heavy punch, this also is now easier to hit out of recovery. They added or extended the hurt box. So both of these got hurt box, extension on recovery, and the claw one is actually harder to punish as it is a move is coming out. So interesting changes. Not gonna change that much, I think, with the character, but it will make him a little bit easier to whiff punish. But honestly, these are not attacks that whiff anyways. They are not poke normals for Vega. Maybe the bare-handed standing heavy punch, but the standing heavy punch in close stance, this is pretty much a pressure normal. So I don't think it's a big deal. The other change he got was to his standing medium kick. His standing medium kick now have reduced pushback, so pretty much it will leave you closer to your opponent on hit, so you will have easier time comboing out of it, right? Should be a little bit easier, should be a little bit consistent, should work out from a little bit more ranges, which is nice. So this is a nice buff. The other change he got was for his crouching medium punches, and both of these got the same treatment. They got the universal anti-air nerf. Again, this one is kinda not of a big deal, but it is a general nerf. Basically, you cannot anti-air with them, but Vega doesn't anti-air with crouching medium punches anyway, so again, it's not a big deal. The crouching medium punch in the bare-handed stance got the same treatment as his standing medium kick. This now have less pushback. And that is really good, because less pushback on the crouching medium punch will mean that it will be more consistent when you combo out of it into the rolls, right? So as you can see now from some range, it is working better. So this is a nice change. This is a nice quality of life change, but I would say it is a needed one in my opinion. Now, at least from some range, the crouching medium to the roll should be, a true combo, because sometimes this used to drop. So this is a nice quality of life change. The other changes are for his Matador Flash. Matador Flash is this attack, it is the second hit. So what they did is that they extended the hitbox of the second hit, and the reason they did this is sometimes the first hit would land but the second would whiff. So this is a consistency issue. They made it so that both of these attacks will land if the first hit landed. So if you got the first one on hit, the second one should also connect. And they also reduce the knockback distance. It means that pretty much they are closer to you. Make it again a little bit more consistent in combos, right? So far he had many fixes that should improve his combo consistency. Next up, they changed his Crimson Terror. This is the roll. So what they did is they set the active frame of the first attack from 2 frame to 3 frame. Not really sure what this changes with the character. If you play Vega, maybe you can tell me like what exactly does this change do. And the same kinda for the Flying Barcelona. They are saying it can no longer be performed with simple inputs. Not sure what that actually means. Not sure what cannot be performed with simple input means. Maybe it's like you can't mash it, but I'm holding down back or mashing down back and I'm getting it. So I'm not sure what is the change with Flying Barcelona. The EX Flying Barcelona though have a very good change, and it is that they extended the hitbox forward for the knee. As Vega is flying up, he hits you on the way up, right? So the idea is he does this knee attack on the way up. So they extended the hitbox forward. So pretty much beforehand, if the opponent was crouching from some distances, this would whiff like that. The idea is they want it to be more consistent. They want this to happen less, so they increase the hitbox of the original knee. Doesn't seem like a big deal because like I'm seeing it, it's still kind of missing. So I'm not really sure what is the deal there, but it should be enhanced. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe you have to use like the heavy to heavy. Not really sure what is the deal there. It looks still kinda. It still looks fishy on crouching characters. So not really sure what is the idea here. But it should hit from further distances. So this is kind of a weird change, honestly. Like it should be improved, but I'm not seeing something that big. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. This one is kind of puzzling to me. Next up, they changed his Aurora spin edge so that you can cancel it into VT2. So what they did here is when you do the EX Aurora edge, now you get to activate to VT2. This is pretty good because on hit, of course, you don't get that much here, but on block, this is actually a really good activation on block. As you can see, you're gonna be plus 15 on block and very close to your opponent. So this is a really good buff, I think. And they said that they added a throw hurt box after the first attack ends. The Aurora edge spin, this move is throw invincible actually. So you can like wake up with it and it should evade throws. So they're saying that after the first attack ends, you can throw Vega. It's a slight nerf, but I don't see it coming into play that often. But the buff to make it cancelable to VT2, that is a good change. It should be a very good activation for VT2 because this have a lot of range, right? It should be a better activation than the sweep, or at least now he will have the sweep and he will have that. So yeah, good changes all around. Now they also adjusted his V-Trigger 1. V-Trigger 1 got a couple of adjustments. The first one is that the attack or the V skill or the V trigger, this will break armor. I guess this is nice because Vega used to be in a... Sometimes he didn't have any invincibility per se, so it was kind of hard for him to get out of some situations. So being able to break armor with the V trigger is actually really cool. I can imagine it being very useful versus characters like Abigail or Zangief, so this is a decent change for him. And they also made it so that the follow-up hits will be more consistent. So he will have more consistency getting the full hits of that, which is a nice change, right? Both of these are really cool changes. Now, the final change, and the one that I actually think gonna matter the most, is the change to his V-Trigger 2. Basically, Capcom made it so that he gets 2 V-Trigger 2 specials. Typically beforehand, Vega would get 1 V-Trigger 2 special, but now he gets 2 of them. And to compensate for this, Capcom nerfed the damage for the non-parry version. There is of course, you can do the attack by itself, and this one will be a parry. And of course there is the ones that you can do in combos. So what they did is, they made it so that the ones that you can do in combos will actually have a... The ones that you can do in combos will actually do less damage, but that's a fair trade because you get 2 of them now. And they also made it so that you can special cancel the second hit, and there are knocked back closer to you, so it's easier to follow up pretty much. So now Vega gets 2 special. First of all, of course, he gets this like we said earlier, and he gets 2 special. This should result in a lot higher of a damage output actually, and this buffs his neutral quite a bit because now you can do like crouching medium punch, see it connect, and then go to the V trigger. The same for standing medium punch. This one might seem too long, but the crouching medium punch should be consistent enough, I think. Overall, these are really good changes for Vega, I believe. They just worked on his consistency issues. I'm not sure about the EX Flying Barcelona, to be honest. This one is kinda weird. But the changes to his V trigger 2 is actually really nice. Of course, they decrease the damage and stun to compensate, since you can do it twice before the V trigger runs out. Another thing, and this is like a minor thing, they made his super actually, more unsafe. Now it is more negative on whiff and on block, which is, it was already negative as it is, so it's not that big of a deal. Overall, I would say that Vega got buffed, and he's one of the characters that, thanks to V skill 2 actually, and the V shift, he should actually now have decent defensive options, I would say. Just have frame 1 invincibility, he now also has the V shift, so both of these mechanics I think help him and should make him in a better place. Not sure how much of a better place he will be, but I do think at least the change to the V trigger is gonna be significant enough, because this is gonna do a lot of damage. Like as you can see, 2 combos, and he already like you're gonna do 300 plus for each of them, so that is some really cool damage output. And that is pretty much it for Vega. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, helps the channel so much. I will leave the link to the Discord server and Patreon in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.